Slugs, snakes, and toads, oh my! Yes, my friends, the Three-Way Deadlock returns as the legendary Sannin are reborn in this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden. But first, check this out. You don't need a fancy suit or to work at a Fortune 500 company to look like the Monopoly guy. You just need a shitty hat and a monocle to make that happen. But if you want to look like a boss, then check out the Executive Razor from Dollar Shave Club. It has 6 high-quality stainless steel blades and a moisturizing strip, and you can check it out at dollarshaveclub.com/SKG. Shave time, shave money, and look like a sexy motherfucker doing it. Maybe it's just me, but this week's episode gave me this weird Power Rangers vibe, and that only has to do with the fact that the main monster has now grown massive and is destructively powerful, and our main characters are now going to have to call upon the power of their massive Zords, which come in the power of summons this week, which are awesome! It's a great reference to the legendary Sannin. Everybody has their ability. Of course, Sakura is using Katsuyu the Big Slug, who's going around the battlefield and healing everybody, including Tsunade, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Naruto and Gamakichi are a welcome surprise, because not only is he the size of Gamabunta now, but he's a big toad smoking a cigarette, swinging a sword around. That's just fun to say. I think we can all agree, though, that the highlight this week was Sasuke's brand new snake, which goes by the name of Aota, or Awada, or... I'm gonna call him Sninja, because he's a snake ninja. So, Sninja is awesome. He just slithers through all of the weird 10-tail monsters, and both him and Naruto are able to get up close and use a combination technique, which I'm not sure if they planned, but it really worked out, and it looked really awesome. Sasuke was using his Susanoo ability to fire one of his Amaterasu arrows. The actual name of it escapes me. I believe it's called the Kagatsuchi, but I'm probably really wrong on that. There's also Naruto, who is using the Rasen Shuriken, and they both throw them at the same time, and both of their techniques combine into this massive black windmill shuriken, which slams right into the body of the Ten-Tails. And they give you a nice little flashback just to remind you that since Naruto is wind and Sasuke is fire, they're both compatible because they can both enhance each other's techniques. The scene here is great, mostly for the music choice, which is definitely one of the best pieces of music I've heard in Naruto in a long time. It's the one that I believe originated from Road to Ninja, and I'm glad they're keeping it around because it's a perfect combination of the old Naruto soundtrack and the new Naruto soundtrack. It just gets you pumped up. About midway through the episode, Orochimaru, Karen, and Suigetsu return just to creep things up a little bit and to give us a little bit of humor because things are starting to get really serious with the battle against the Ten-Tails. But I didn't really care for the whole Karen Suigetsu stuff, you know, because frankly I just don't care for their characters that much. But Orochimaru is interesting because apparently he has completely turned over a new leaf because he has died. And you know what? I'm not just going to be willing to accept that, because this dude does not get a get-out-of-jail-free card just because he died, came back to life, and has a new perspective on things, and gives us a weird metaphor about wanting to be the windmill or see the wind and all that jazz. He's just being really cryptic and strange. He's like a puzzle in Simon's Quest. He just needs to outright say what he's thinking and there will be no confusion. Even Tsunade mentions that everything he says is confusing as ever. But he does heal Tsunade, so that is pretty awesome. And a lot of people probably won't be able to accept the fact that since Tsunade was literally ripped in half, she was able to come back to life. But she is the ultimate healing ninja, and her apprentice is apparently, like, the next one in line, so you can kind of accept that. And Katsuyu is, like, sort of like the end-all, be-all in terms of healing, apparently, because, boom, in, like, a couple seconds, she was back together, ready to rock, and she's getting ready to head to the battlefield, and that's the end of this week's episode. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? Pretty good stuff. There was a lot of great action and music in the first half of the episode, which will definitely get the blood pumping. And it was just really great to finally get to see Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura all working together, and finally getting to see Naruto and Sasuke use their summons together and create that combination technique, which, like I said, I don't know if it was intentional. They were just launching their attacks at the same time, and they happened to both, like, hit each other at the same time. But it was welcome. There were parts of this episode that were a little sloppy, and they could have done a lot better with the animation and the artwork. In particular, there are scenes at the beginning of the episode where I feel like maybe they could have made his snake move a little quicker. And there's also the Ten-Tails monsters. There's a lot of scenes where they're literally just sort of standing around in the background. Arrgh! We're the bad guys! Blah, blah, blah! And they could easily just start walking forward and cutting off Sasuke's head, but they don't. So, you know, that's just minor nitpicky stuff, though. Everything else is really exciting. I love Aota the snake, or Sninja, excuse me. Sninja is so awesome. I love his design, and I like the fact that the Susanoo was riding on top of his head and shooting the arrow. That was just really clever. And when Gamma Akechi came in flying with a Rasen Shuriken, it almost looked like he had like a little helicopter going on. It was very funny. I was kind of hoping that Sakura would get a little more action, but then again, she is the healing ninja, and she is doing her job. So I'm just willing to accept that. The whole Orochimaru thing, I didn't expect that to take up the whole like second half of the episode. And it wasn't exactly exciting, and a lot of the humor could have been cut personally for me. And I thought the pacing was just sort of destroyed in the second half personally. But like, seeing Orochimaru in this new light is just something I'm not used to. I wasn't used to it in the manga series, and I'm definitely not used to it in this one. Especially this one scene where Karen and Suigetsu are just bitching at each other about how weird they are, and then Orochimaru tells them that if they don't shut up, he's basically going to pull the car over, and they're going to turn around and go home. Like, it's a weird scene, and it just seems so out of character for Orochimaru, and it makes me so glad that Jiraiya has not come back from the dead, because if Orochimaru is any indication, Jiraiya would probably come back as, like, the Antichrist or something. So, otherwise, this is still a very fun episode with a lot of great action, and especially that music at the first half of the episode. All the stuff with Orochimaru is great at the end, especially if you're a fan of him. Karen and Suigetsu, I just don't care for that much, and every single time they're on screen together, I just know that it's going to drag things down. It's just not for me personally, guys. That's just the way I feel. Otherwise, this might be the episode for you. I will say, you definitely might want to check out next week's episode. It looks like it's gonna be awesome! In fact, it looks so awesome, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a live reaction for it. The animation just begs for it. It looks like it's going to be a great big action scene. Just the minute you see the preview, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Otherwise, this week's episode right here, I am going to give it a 3 out of 5. If you guys did not see my last review, I am now changing our scoring system because 10 is just too many numbers. So we're now going to the 5 out of 5 system. So this episode was still really good, but it was still a little sloppy in some parts and could have been better. Overall, still a really good episode for the Naruto fans. So 3 out of 5. Check it out. Incredible stuff. And before I go today, I just want to make one more quick announcement. Coming up this weekend, Labor Day weekend, me and Christian are going to Dragon Con. It is one of the biggest sci-fi and anime and manga and comic book and pop culture and geek and everything conventions in the Southeast. And we're really excited, and we're going this weekend, so a lot of our anime reviews are probably going to be delayed. Stuff like Stardust Crusaders, Sword Art Online, Sailor Moon, One Piece, Akame ga Kill, Space Dandy. I'm afraid a lot of those are going to be delayed. But look forward to seeing those as soon as Sunday night or Monday, because they're all coming out eventually. It's just this weekend, we're kind of having a little bit of a vacation, and we're also going to be making a few videos for you guys. We're hoping to meet a few cool celebrities, see some great cosplay, and frankly, we just want to have a really good time and make some cool videos for you guys. So please stay tuned for those. They're coming, and all those reviews will not disappear. And of course, we're still waiting for the Naruto manga, because we all know that that's going to be going on a brand new day now. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure it's going to happen sometime soon in the next couple days. So otherwise, 3 out of 5. Check it out, guys. Awesome stuff. Thank you guys for watching my review today. Before you leave, make sure to hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. And please tell me what you thought about this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden. Did you have a favorite summon this week? And what do you want to see from the rest of the Naruto Shippuden anime series? And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And you can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. I'll put links for all of that in the description box below.
Do you like Amazon.com? I know I do. Corey and I now have an Amazon link in our video description box below. And if you go to it and buy anything through Amazon.com, it will support our channel. So bookmark that link, make it happen, and support our channel without having to do a damn thing.
Another great way you guys can help support our channel is by donating directly through our PayPal link in the description box below. We recommend $2 a month, although this is completely optional. But the best way to go about this is by sneaking into your mom's room and taking $2. This way, she won't even notice. And we won't have to shake you up for all of your lunch money. So guys, that concludes this review today. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.